We're Danielle
and Tammy,
and this is Beerimenopause,
where we drink beer
and talk about perimenopause.
So grab your favorite beverage and put on something cozy while we get into this week's topic. So I don't know what episode number this is for us.
6.
Okay. I was going to say
6.
I've lost count. Okay. So
feel like it's 6.
I think it is.
Yeah. We're going to talk about episode 3 of the Balance Docuseries.
Yes.
Which got me a little. Did you?
I watched it this morning, so it would be fresh. And
yes.
It was a great episode, and I immediately was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about this. Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was very rough. But we should have beer first.
We should have beer. So what do you got going on?
I have a gift from one of my regulars. She brought this. It's in North Carolina.
Oh.
A place called Kill Devil Hills, which is the coolest name of any city I've ever heard. And it's called Gulls Gone Wild. It is from Swells'a Brewing.
Okay.
And it's a hazy IPA. I have not tried it yet.
Okay.
Oh.
That sounds exciting. I love a decent hazy. So
me too.
I have not a Westmalle, but it's a it's something that I made, and I need to bottle beer today, and I don't have enough bottles, so I'm just like trying to drink some stuff. But basically, it's like a pale ale that I did sort of a mixed fermentation with wine, like a Pinot Grigio wine, and then I put some fruit in there at some point. This is the one I actually gave you.
I haven't had it yet. I keep forgetting to bring it for me and my brewer. So
okay.
You told me what it was now. Now it's not a secret anymore.
I know. I was just I kind of wanted people to try it and just like wonder what it was or like guess.
Right. I would not have guessed that. So
that's fine. But I just I need bottles, and it's getting kind of desperate because I thought I had enough, and I'm really don't have enough. So. Oh, that looks
my
good.
Duck and Pony Show 5th anniversary glass. I got the black writing glass. We had black and white because I drink a lot of like light colored beers.
Okay.
So I thought that would look pretty sweet, and it does. Very cool.
I have a glass from Holmes that I obtained. Let's put it that way. So thank you, Holmes.
Came into your possession somehow. Yes.
They obviously don't know, so whatever. It's fine.
They'll be fine. Holmes is fine.
They'll survive.
They'll be okay. Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. I hate when IPAs don't say what hops are in something.
Yeah. I find I do that more now. I take a sip and then I want to know what's in there, and unless it's like one of the new trendy ones, and then they really want to say like this is there was one that Batch used it not long ago, and it was like something fishy sounding, like sardines. Anchovy. Yeah. And I was like, what?
Yeah, they love anchovy at Batch. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's new and like trendy, they'll put it on the can. Otherwise they just like don't say anything. Yeah.
I think we might try to use that for something, but I think they're expensive, or I don't really remember.
I don't doubt it. Speaking of that, not like that was a great segue, but I feel like we should mention that you and I will probably discuss, but also this episode of Balance, like, touched a lot on like suicide. So
yes,
we just want to put that out there in case that
it did
makes you uncomfortable or you need to skip over. Yeah. So
episode 3.
Yeah.
Started rough.
Yeah.
That woman speaking about her I don't want to call it a breakdown. It feels like more of a weight. You know what I mean? Just had a row with her husband and then just left and felt like I can't be here anymore. I can't do this anymore. She said she drove for like 5 hours, didn't tell anybody where she was going.
Yeah.
And then like, again, I don't want to say came to her senses, but I don't know a better like term for it. Just like came back to herself and was like, what am I doing? I have to call somebody. And now she's getting the help that she needs,
Hmm.
which the form of hormones. Look at that.
I know. I will say, like, this has obviously been a recurring theme, but every episode has basically been like, that's the only thing that will help you, and you should just do it
Yeah,
because,
just do
like,
it.
yeah. So,
It's
um,
wild.
I was talking to my coworker again the other day, and she was saying now that she's been on it, she's like, I just feel more like normal. And I was like, that sounds really awesome. What is that like? What is the name of
What
this
is that
clinic?
like?
I know. So I'm gonna get the name of that clinic because she told me, and of course I
Good.
forgot. But I mean, again, like with jumping all over the place, which is what we do here at
Okay.
Beerimenopause.
Yeah.
But towards the end, Anubuti, she was talking to one of the doctors, and she's like, so it sounds like there isn't really a natural way to feel better. And the
Yep.
doctor's like, no, like
No.
it's like the hormones, and
Yeah.
you can kind of change your lifestyle. But then I look at these, I'm like, what are they called? These monks. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're they live as like vegetarians. They live this peaceful lifestyle on this like ranch. They,
Yeah.
you know, meditate and, you know, all this stuff. And it's like, what more could they change to make their lifestyle like healthier, you know?
Yeah.
So the fact that she was like kind of coming to that realization that that's not going
She's
to come.
doing everything right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's already doing that half. Yeah.
Right.
You know, I can cut out bacon and like
Yeah.
carbs and fucking do yoga, but like that doesn't do anything about my hormones.
Mm-hmm.
That's not,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And that's what that one doctor said. She's like, women that have never changed anything are suddenly like
Yeah.
gaining weight and having brain fog, and you know, and it's
Yeah.
like it's just because of this hormone
Yeah.
imbalance.
That's all it is.
So anyway, yeah.
It's wild.
So this woman
It's so
started
frustrating.
HRT, and I will say this woman that got in her car and drove forever. I was thinking at the time, like, yeah, that sounds really great. I would love to do that. I would love to
Yeah.
just drive. And I mean, obviously she was going through like a mental health crisis, but at the same time, it's like,
Yeah.
I would love to just go somewhere where no one knows where I am and be alone and not be, you know, contactable or whatever, and just be on my own. And that's it.
Can you imagine?
It sounds great. But
It
then I
sounds
would
wonderful.
feel guilty about, you know, whatever I was,
Yeah.
you know, what I was doing. I really liked that they interviewed her husband, because I feel like this is
Yeah.
the first time we've seen husbands and heard their
Yes.
side of the story.
Yeah, he seemed like a really sincere guy. Like he was
Mhm.
worried about his wife and wanted to understand. Wasn't just like, oh, you know, she's crazy. Like this is how
Mhm.
women get. My mother was like this, her mother, it's just like, no, like you're my person and I need to make sure you're okay. Like I can't fix this. And I
Yeah.
want to fix it, but I can't.
Yeah.
And that's their instinct, is to be like, well, tell me what to do. And it's like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know what to tell you. I don't know how I'm even feeling right now, like minute to minute. Like
Yeah.
it could change tomorrow. It could change in 5 seconds. I have no idea. Just like, shut up. You can't fix it.
Just
I
let
have
me
to figure
think.
this out. Let me think. But the most interesting stat from this episode was that women age 45 to 55 are like the most, that's the highest range of like suicides
Yeah.
and divorces.
Yeah. I wrote that
This
all
is when
down.
that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And that's why.
Yes. I rewound that a few times so I could get the numbers right. And they
Yeah.
had a little chart,
Yeah.
which I copied down, because what I've found is that I tried to screenshot the info on the last episode about the study,
Mm-hmm.
and Amazon Prime does not let you take screenshots.
Oh,
So it
fun.
just showed up as like a black picture.
Okay.
Yeah. Took me a while to figure out what it was and why I had this black picture.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wrote down the numbers, and basically yes, 40, age 45 to 64 had the highest, women in that
Yep.
group had the highest rate of suicide. The second was ages 25 to 44.
Yeah.
The third was 15 to 24. And then, interestingly, I thought the fourth group was 65 to 74, and then 75 plus.
Yeah.
And then 10 to 14. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we don't know why people are doing, anything. And, I don't know. I mean, I've been there. So it's like your brain is not thinking logically or rationally or anything. So it's hard to say. But I just thought, wow, like there are a lot of like older women that are thinking about this because like, I don't know if they said here, but that article that I shared like a week or so ago, but the woman who had this like high level job, but then she like started getting brain fog and then she was forgetting things and her identity is basically her job. And she just thought, well, if I can't do this job anymore, like, what do I do? And then she ultimately took her life. And
you don't know how to separate yourself and how to reckon what you're feeling with what might be happening inside your body. You think it's just your brain and it's not. It's everything,
And you also think it's just me. Everyone else is like,
it's just me.
Yeah, everyone's got it figured out. And like, why is it just me that feels this way? And then, then you feel more alone. And then like they talked about too, a lot in this episode, if you are able to get yourself like to a medical professional, a lot of times they're like, nah, it's all in your head. I mean, really it is, but it's like, it's something else. And then they give you, what did that one woman, she got prescribed like Advil or something. And it's like, what?
A painkiller and an antidepressant.
Yeah.
Like,
and she's like, look at my blood work. And he's like, yeah.
Right.
And
this is normal for women your age this time. Like, no, it's not. I mean, it is, but no.
But she especially was young. That one woman was like 27 when she was having these issues. And I mean, I have like, a story and thoughts about that. But we heard from some of the husbands, and I'm happy that they like decided to kind of ride this out with their spouse, because like the one guy said, I wrote, wow, men get divorced instead of helping their wives through this shit show, or their partner or whoever. Yeah. And he's like, I know so many men my age that are like divorced and they're just out golfing all day.
Yeah.
Because their wife is crazy or was crazy. And he's like, but were they really,
Were they really? Right.
Yeah.
No. And if this were happening to men, it would be solved in like a week. Yeah, it would be taken care of. There would be daily updates from like the president, whoever, it would be taken care of. And there would be like, it would be free probably too.
Yeah.
But because it's happening to women, it's just somehow we have to still talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did some research on that Women's Health Initiative, and it kind of ties in with what one of the doctors in this episode said. I can't remember which one, but basically history of medicine has basically always just been like, let's do whatever works for men and then do that for women. And I feel like we even need to clarify and say white men, because it wasn't anyone of color or ethnicity.
No.
And so they were doing all these things for men at whatever age in their life. And then they're like, okay, let's do that for women. Oh, it's not working. Well, we don't know why. Well, so they didn't even, I don't know who they is, but like, I guess Congress didn't even recommend doing a study like the Women's Health Initiative until the mid 80s. So like, when I was alive. And the actual study wasn't even started until I think 1991. Okay. So I was in like 5th grade.
Yeah. And
then it was shut down in 2002. So it went for like a good 11 years, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And like all the studies that have been done.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's impacted everything since then. All this research, all this medical training, all of this, what we think of as medical knowledge, which is not like completely wrong, but it's like half wrong because of the things that they think they found from this study too. It's just like left over.
I wrote that down elsewhere, but it's like, why do we have all these medications and prescriptions if no one is using them or no one is prescribing them? Like, what's the point of having them then?
Why do they exist?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. They said you really suffer when you're treated with men's protocols.
Mm-hmm.
And why we shouldn't be suffering. We don't know how to communicate how we feel. Like we're just kind of stuck taking whatever they'll give us.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero advocacy.
Like it has to be the right kind, the right dose, etc. And I feel like there's a whole, I don't know what words I'm looking for, but basically like if you try something and it doesn't work, it's like, well, it didn't work. All right. But it's like, no, let's try something else, or let's try the different like dose or, whatever. So in this episode, they traveled to, or one of them, Siddhali Shree. Is that right?
Yeah.
I get her name right.
She went to England.
She went to the UK. And because she said, like, at the time, they were under the impression that the UK was, like, at the forefront of menopause and perimenopause, like, awareness. And then they found that that's not really the case. But the stat that I found to be interesting while they were there was that before this WHI study, so during that study, the Women's Health Institute in the UK, 30% of women, like, in perimenopause or menopause, were taking hormones supplement. Yeah. In the US, it was 40%. Mm-hmm. But after they shut the study down, only 14% of women now in the UK are on hormone therapy and only 4% in the US. Like,
wild.
What?
It's practically nobody. Because of misinformation. Half information. Yes.
Yeah.
Unclarified results.
Yeah.
It's negligent. Like this is like bad medicine. That's what this is. Like if your doctor, if you got like a lab report from your doctor and they only read you, and there were like 10 things on it and they only read you five like bad values. Mm-hmm. And then there were 5 good values. You didn't know what they were. That would be malpractice. Like, that's what that is. Like, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
They didn't interpret this in a way that anybody would ever get to learn from. It's just lazy.
And it seems like nothing has happened since 2002. Okay, so it's been like almost 25 years to fix this problem.
I'm getting mad. I'm getting hot. I'm getting mad. And I keep touching my hair and I'm making it worse. Like this. Get emo on it here. Okay.
I mean, I was gonna say, if you're not watching, you don't know what we're doing, but it's like we both are having some bang issues. It's just
not a good hair day.
It's really hot out. It's like heat warning. Hot. It's like 90 degrees. Yeah, that's basically it. So it's just
yes. The bit in this episode about the libido problems, I felt very personally. Mm-hmm. And women feeling it's their fault, and men saying like, well, it's just obviously you're not attracted to me. That's not the problem. If that were true, you'd have been gone ages ago. Okay.
Like, that's sometimes not what's happening. Sometimes no, you irritate the shit out of me. But
sometimes you just had to say one thing and now it's gone. Like, way to go, buddy. Like,
yeah.
But basically that's not the case. Like, we're still here.
Yeah.
Together. This not being treated like, they actually kind of moved past this really quickly, I thought. There's the urologist that speaks on this series, and she's really interesting how in her specialty they treat a lot of men, but they also like in their schooling for this specialty, they're mostly learning about like male stuff, and they almost never do any like learning or schooling about female issues, except she seems to be like kind of pushing this as a professional, which is really admirable and awesome. But anyway, like, it's not personal. There's so much like going on that I can't, like, I'm exhausted, I'm angry, I'm hot, I'm confused, I have something to do but I don't know what it is.
I've gained 10 pounds. Why
would I want to take my clothes off right now? Why are you even here? Like, no. Like I did half an hour ago. Where were you then? How did you not know? Like that.
The woman who was there with her husband or her partner, and they were outside, and
Oh
she's like,
yeah.
oh, and he's still like, he doesn't say anything now that I'm chunky, or I don't know, whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, I never thought you were chunky, you know. And so I paused and I was like, do you think
They were
I'm
cute.
chunky? And my husband, he's just like, no, I'm not getting pulled into it, you know. And I'm like, okay, well, am I chunkier than we met? Which, I mean, we met, you know, like 17 years
Yeah.
ago, so probably. And he's like, no, I think you look great. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't
Not when
think
I asked, but
I know, and
yeah.
I don't think he thinks that at all. He would never
No,
say it, but like, I don't
no.
think he really cares. It's just me, but I feel
Right.
like gross most of the time. Just gross.
Right.
Just, yeah.
Like I'm asking you, you can say it. It's okay. Like I'm not gonna be, I mean, I might be mad, but I won't be like unjustifiably mad. Like,
Right.
yeah.
But also, it would be nice to just like once in a while, out of nowhere, just hear like, oh, wow, you look really great today, or something, you know,
Yeah.
just
Not
anything.
something I didn't fish for. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I had issues like I wrote down, I want to talk about like misdiagnosis or whatever, that, you know, I
Yeah.
was frustrated with my husband, but at the same time, he's not one of those people that's like, oh, well, now she's like gained some weight and
Mm,
this and that, like time to cut and run, you know,
yeah.
and like be a bachelor again. Like, I mean, he's
Yeah.
there, you know, he's in it for the long haul. But I'm just thinking about like these men that have been mentioned in the episode where it's like, oh, she got a little crazy, so we had to shut that down and get a divorce, you
Yeah.
know. And it's like, what? Like,
I wonder, like, if it's like maybe a little bit generational too. I
yeah,
mean, it has to be,
yeah,
but also, I don't really have a lot of like friends personally who have gotten divorced. Maybe like
mm,
I can think of like three,
mm-hmm.
and none of those had anything to do with like
This,
physical issues,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
these are people that, why were you getting married? Like, I'm not allowed to say that at the time, that
yeah,
kind of shit.
I agree. Yeah,
But I'm trying to like imagine the kind of guy who like X years into your marriage is like, well, she's gained some weight, I'm going to take off and find like a younger girl. And how that would never have like made itself known in some
mm-hmm.
other shitty way
Mm-hmm.
before this, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And I think about that, and I'm not saying that like I blame a woman for not noticing that your partner is a piece of shit, but there had to be some signs, right? Like if Chris one day like was like, "Hey, I think that I met some girl at the gym and I think I love her." I'd be like, "No, you don't." Like, try again. Like, what do you think? Go to sleep and then maybe eat a protein bar and then tell me what you think. Like
right.
that kind of thing. No. No, you don't.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's one of those like that basic test that people use a lot, where you go like, how do they treat like a server at like a
Oh,
restaurant or whatever, you know? And if
yeah.
they're like a total asshole, then you're like,
Yeah.
okay, you know. But yeah, sometimes you hear these stories or you watch these, like, sadly, these like true crime stories where like the wife has been murdered, and it's like everyone's like, oh, I had no idea, you're such a great guy, and you're like, was there really zero
Like you
hints?
could say it now. She can't hear you. Like it's fine.
Yeah, he's in jail, so like he's not gonna come get you.
Yeah.
Just say what you want. Yeah, so
Yeah.
true.
I know. And I wish I could be that honest when things are actually happening, but I'm not.
Right. And that,
Anyway.
I think, is kind of what they touched on too, which is like the whole subject is very awkward to talk about. And so,
Hmm.
um, girl, wow,
What?
you slammed that beer.
It's really good.
Okay.
Really quick, I just want to thank Jody, my friend Jody, for bringing me this. I have a 4-pack. It's only 12 ounces.
Okay.
Really
I
tasty. Thank you, Jody. That's Jody Knows Beer
was
on
gonna say Jody
Instagram.
knows beer. Yeah.
Awesome person. Lovely people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You were just like treating it like water, is all I'm saying.
very hot.
I know it's hot. It's so hot. I might have to, like I said, I need bottles. So I might do like 4 of these today, but anyway.
Well, this is almost 7% too. So I think I might hold off.
You're good. Okay. Take a little break.
Yeah.
All right. In general, I mean, I don't know how you've like, how this has come up in your own life, but I feel like in the documentary, like just in general, talking about these sorts of things, like with your partner is always very awkward.
Very awkward.
I think, again, we always think that it's just us. So we're just like, oh, everyone else out there has like normal, like, you know, marital relations and it's just me. And like, what's wrong with me? And then, you know, you try to bring it up to your spouse and then like they feel awkward. And then, you know, and it's like, you both kind of think it's the other one. Like, well, you're not interested in me. Well, no, you're not. And really it's like, it's both of you feeling the same way, but almost, So that's kind of how I
know that this docuseries and like the things that we're talking about, this is like things that women go through, but I don't want to like say it for long, but like men go through stuff too. And, you know, our husbands are in their 40s like us, and they're experiencing like ebbs and mind changes and stuff. And I understand not feeling good. I understand feeling uncomfortable with your body or feeling like, oh my God, why did I have 2 bowls of pasta or whatever it was that made you feel like, not today, babe, you know? But, and I lost my train of thought, but anyway,
well, I think like along with that, and some of the women said this too, but like when you, train of thought, when you have a weird period and like your period lasts a really long time or it's super heavy or whatever, like there was a time where I like had my period like every day for like months. And so it's like, I don't feel like I don't want to do anything, you know, like I don't want to get out of bed. I was so anemic.
Why are you even looking at me? Yeah. It's, I think it's hard to talk about. A couple of years ago, I went, out of town with 2 girlfriends, very close friends of mine. And we just like stayed in a little house and read books and watched movies and drank a lot of wine and just talked.
Sounds lovely.
For like 2 nights. It was great. And one of the things that we talked about was, because we're all married, was this stuff. And we like compared frequency between each other. And my one friend was like, I don't know, once or twice a week. And we were like, what are you, 18?
Yeah,
like,
wow, okay.
And my other friend and I were like, we can go weeks, gone a month. Like, I'm not happy about that. It is what it is. I feel like in addition to that, lately, and maybe this is like a symptom or it's just being old, I feel like time goes by really, really fast now. And like in the day even, like I forgot that it was June. I thought it was still May, like
I know.
Yesterday. Firmly June. I'm going off here.
No, I remember in
but
February saying, I can't believe it's almost March, and now it's 3 months later, and it's just like, where did 6 months go?
I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just, you don't realize how much time has passed. And then you're like, oh God, it's been like 4 weeks since we've even looked at each other in that way. And now I feel bad, but you shouldn't. And then that like makes the stress worse and it makes everything else worse. Just like the guilt. It's not fair. And it's not something that we even have a control over.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's not personal.
It's not. All I can say is I agree. I won't say too much because I don't, want to like shame my partner or, anything, but
no, I mean, there's no shame. Yeah.
Yeah. Like same idea. I mean, honestly, like most days, if I go to work, it's like just going to work and then working all day and then coming home, I'm exhausted. I eat dinner. Sometimes it's 2 bowls of pasta, I shower. I want to like sit on the couch for a little bit and relax. And then it's bedtime.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not enough. And honestly, and I feel like we should do a whole episode on this. I put it like in our notes, but like you and I do not have children, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I just look at people with children. Where do you have the time for that? How are you not exhausted? Like,
right.
You do all the same stuff that I do, but then you have to keep tiny people alive and feed
Well,
them and
alive and entertained, yeah.
entertained, and like they get sick and they have to go to the doctor, and then you have to take them to the friends and the class, and I'm just like I'm so
Yeah.
tired. I'm so tired all the time. Yeah.
That's somebody, I think it was like a comedian or somebody said like think about like the busiest day you've ever had you can remember, and it was like the worst day, and you were like pissed off and tired, and maybe you had a headache and you didn't feel good, and you did it all, and then you got home and it was done. But think about you did that all, and then you also had a kid. And I was like, sounds awful. Like that's how you know you're not, this isn't for you. Like,
Right.
and
Yeah.
maybe, you know, is it really that bad? Yeah.
No, true. I do think about that. And I think if I want to sit on the couch for 4 hours and like play my game or do a crossword or cuddle with my
Yeah.
dog or watch a TV, it's like I can do that. I don't, and my husband is fine to sit at his desk and do his art, and we don't have to talk to each other. So it's not
Yeah.
like we have to, like you said, entertain or
Nope.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I called off work Monday, and I like alternated laying upstairs and then on the couch and then upstairs and then on the couch. And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. It's too bad. I feel like when you have those days, because it's usually because you are sick and you feel crappy, but it's like
Yeah.
I literally don't have to do anything today besides like lie on the couch and rest.
Yeah.
I want to do that normally, but I can't. But then when you have the
Right.
time, it's because you're sick. And
So another interesting part of this episode was musculoskeletal health.
yes,
Do you have any like osteoporosis in any female members of your family that you know of?
again, it's hard to say because I don't have many. Like it was my
That's
great
right. Yeah.
grandma. My grandma was an only child. My mom was the only girl. I'm the only
Hmm.
girl. I have no aunts.
Right.
And so, and like my grandma died young-ish, but she had breast cancer. And then my great grandma died when she was like 96, but also breast cancer. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
I think if anything, it's going to be heart related, probably for me, which they also talk about. But
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. And
Yeah.
this is just random, like a thought I had, but when Anubuchi goes to get like her scan, or she was worried about her bones, and they're like, oh, because you're small. And I was like, what does that have to do with anything? They didn't really say like
Yeah.
why that would be more of a concern. But anyway, go ahead. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's my answer. I have no idea.
No, that was interesting because she said it, and then they were like, "Yeah, because you're small."
Mm-hmm.
Like right away, they both knew that, and I was like, "Sure, okay, I guess I knew that too." But yeah, I don't really know. No, I don't know. Short answer, I have a lot of women in my family on both sides, and I don't think I've ever heard of any bone issues. Um, but my paternal grandmother, she died, dad's biological mom. She died when my dad was 1. So there's a whole like part of my genetic makeup that I don't know anything about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so my parents, very like physical, active people, like
Mm-hmm.
marathoners, triathletes,
Wow.
very competitive. And so they took my brother and I to the gym with them very young, like definitely too young to use weight equipment, and yet we were, and because they understood how good that is for aging.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been like a person who lifts not like
Mm-hmm.
heavy but regular,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nice to hear it because they say frailty is preventable.
Right.
Um, and it's often overlooked. HRT can prevent osteoporosis or
Mm-hmm.
help push it back.
Right.
I'm hoping that I would love to have a DEXA scan. I think a bone scan would be really cool. Like I've seen them in my old job. They're really interesting and they tell you a whole lot about somebody.
I never even heard of that
Yeah,
before I
they're
watched
really
this.
cool.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I would love to know more about that if you
Yeah.
have one.
My husband's grandma had fallen a couple years ago, and I think she broke her hip. I mean, she's still
Yeah.
going. She's a
Yeah.
fucking tough little cookie.
Yeah.
But I said it makes sense now why women like decline very quickly as like if they have a fall, because the doctors, the surgeon said, the orthopedic surgeon, she's like, when they come to me with this issue, like they've fallen or whatever, like their hip or their knee or whatever, she's like, they're already like in like some mental decline and their heart, and because it's all of this stuff that has never been treated up until that point. And then she's like, they often can't have surgery because they're not in good enough condition. Right. So then it gets worse. And I was like, oh my God, that's why so many people, women, like they have that sort of injury. And then that's kind of like, that's it, I look at arthritis too, and I wrote arthritis with like 2 exclamation marks because it's interesting because we know now that like a lot of this hormone deficiency affects your joints.
Yes.
And I don't know if you feel this like at work, but we use tri-clamps a lot, right? And so you're twisting a lot and you're trying to tighten things. And sometimes my fingers cramp up. And at one point, my boss, I think she's a year older than me, she was like, oh, are you having like finger cramps or whatever? And I was like, I don't know. It's just, and she said, yeah, I have to think about that because my mom has arthritis, like younger.
Okay.
And I thought, well, okay, we have this job where we're doing these things, but also was it like arthritis or was it this? And then it sort of like became arthritis.
Right. How do you know? You can't know how it starts, really. Right. You can only know when it starts.
And I feel like that question comes up a lot too. Like some women will go to these doctors in this documentary and they're like, well, did it start when this happened? And the doctor's always like, we don't know. Like,
right.
Could have been. Yeah. Could have not been. No idea. So now I guess what I'm saying is like, am I getting arthritis?
Right.
Or is it work related? Because it's not all the time. Like my fingers get crampy, but it's not like all the time. And sometimes if I haven't done a certain thing in a few days or a few weeks and then I go and I do it, then my fingers, kind of
for sure
get hurty, but like, that's it, so I don't,
that's like normal. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I notice when I'm like pouring a lot, like on a busy day, like I'm always like cracking this wrist. Like because this is the pouring, this is the glass hand, this is the tap hand, right?
Okay.
So I'm doing this a lot when the beer is pouring, and then I can go back. I wouldn't be surprised if I get or have some arthritis in my fingers. I wouldn't be shocked at all. From being
that motion.
From that motion, from just genetics, and then from even all my previous jobs where I worked on a computer all the time. Like my dad had carpal tunnel surgery.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of the people in my family have arthritis at some point. A lot of people in my family, I'm like, we also have the fun added part of naturally degenerative cartilage, like in various joints. So in my family, it's knees.
Yep.
If you go by like age and like location within family, I'm the next person who should be getting a knee replacement. And I brought that up to my husband, like I think it was like last year. I was like, ooh, I feel like the factory warranty on this knee is almost up. And he was like, no, we're not doing that. So now he makes me take collagen every day and various other like things so that I don't have to get a knee replacement. But I lost what I was talking about.
Well, I feel like you reach, you're at a certain age when you're like, my knee really hurts. And then like my husband, because this is happening, he'll say, oh, is it your good knee? Because I only have one good knee. Okay.
A good knee and a bad knee.
I had ACL repair in 99. And so that knee's just kind of, not been great. Gosh. And so then and that's the thing, like, well, now it's the other one. So now they're both a mess.
Amazing.
And my mom had knee replacement surgery last year. And a month or so ago or something, she texted her, I don't know, something. And I said, well, I'm definitely going to need a knee replacement at some point. And she was like, oh, really? And I said, well, I've had a bad knee for a long time now.
Yeah.
But now the other one, and I think it is somewhat work related, but
Yeah.
now this, like these joint issues, but then I think too, with everything else, are they, would the medical system look at you and say, oh, you need this? Or would they say, you're too young, you need to wait a bit?
Right.
Like we have people
Right.
that are older that are more like desperate. And so that's kind of what worries me. Like, how bad do I need to get?
Yeah, I think at this point we would probably get passed over for somebody older with maybe more damage that they could like visibly yank out. But and then I have to wonder, you know, if we got on HRT, would a lot of these problems go away, or would they
Yeah.
not get any worse? And
Right.
how would you measure that? You'd have to have like a really good like responding or communicative doctor,
Right.
somebody who's like interested in this process and like
Right.
the statistics, the details. But who would that be? Yeah.
Do you feel, I look at it kind of like this too, where I obviously don't want the older, you know, generation to struggle with this type of pain.
Sure.
But at the same time, I still need to go to work every day. And like, I've probably got another 20 plus years that I need to be working. So like,
yeah,
I need my knee a little bit more than someone that is retired and hangs out at home by the pool. Just throwing that out there. Is that, I don't know if that's super selfish, but that's kind of how I look at it.
I feel like more than reasonable.
Okay.
And, you know, if they want me to hang around by the pool, like, then I'll wait. Like, you know, I'll wait. You can get it. Yeah, I don't understand it. When I was dealing with my feet last year, one of the things that my podiatrist had me do was go to a nerve specialist. And she suspected, because of like the time of day that my feet were hurting and like the way they were hurting and the fact that it was both of them, she suspected it was like nerve pain. So I went to this nerve specialist who did, it was really cool, and it was painful and uncomfortable, but it was really like interesting. Yeah, I know. Like it was very clinical. He like hooked me up to like a car battery essentially and like zapped various parts of my legs.
Okay.
All the way up to my lower back. And he tried to make a circuit with these electrical shocks, right?
Cool.
So if the circuit was interrupted in a certain place, then that's where the nerve damage was. Like it made sense. And so it was interrupted in both of my feet in what's called the tarsal tunnel nerve.
Yeah.
So like you have carpal tunnel and there's tarsal tunnel. So I have tarsal tunnel syndrome in both feet. And what he found was that my sciatic nerve was not interrupting the circuit. And I was like, oh, thank God, because everybody gets those like little lightning bolts up their ass, you know, like right down the back, right down, right up. It's horrible. Like, I mean, you know, like you were there, like it's horrible pain. You can't like think straight. Like
I couldn't move.
You can't even breathe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised when he said that that wasn't the problem. It was just in your feet. Yeah. The sciatic nerve controls so much of your like life, of your movement. Like, and if you sever it, like if something happens to it, you're done. Yeah.
I initially thought it was like period pain because I was supposed to start my period. It's lower back, and I was kind of like trying to like do some stretching, you know, and then and my mom had said, well, like what's wrong? And I said, I don't know, my lower back is hurting, but you know, my period. And then the next day it was like, well, not even the next day, but like overnight, it was like I couldn't sleep. I couldn't lie in a certain position. And then the next day I got up and it was like, I can't even describe the pain. Like I can't, it's just so like without words. And so I tried like walking around outside to kind of like steps in, like stretch things out. And then luckily, you know, I was home helping my mom with her knee surgery, and she had this cool like ice machine.
Oh, nice.
That you could strap on, and then like cold water runs through. And so I strapped that on my leg and I tried to get comfortable.
The wart chiller.
Yeah, a little wart chiller for your thigh. And I just got to a point where it was like I couldn't stand or sit or lie down. And then anytime I moved, it was hard to breathe because I was in so much pain. And then And then my foot was numb. Like I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
feel my foot. And I just was like, okay, I need to go somewhere. And the best
Mm-hmm.
part was I was supposed to be there taking care of my mother, who
Yeah.
was on all these crazy drugs. So she could not drive me to the ER. I didn't have any other family nearby. Like my one brother's in Arizona and my other brother was like an hour away. And it's like, I can't wait that long, you know? And so I drove myself to the ER.
What were you supposed to do? Yeah.
I know. And I just kept thinking, like, it wasn't far. It's like maybe a 10-minute drive, not even. But I was like, it was my right side. And I was like, what if my leg seizes up and then I like hit the gas or something? Like, it was a total shit. And then again, same thing. Like, I do not want older people to not get the care that they deserve or need.
Right.
But I got to the ER. I was standing there waiting to be checked in, and I was like trying to breathe through it. And then an older woman came in behind me and they were like, we're going to take her first. And I was like, okay.
It's because we minimize our pain.
I
Like,
know.
if you walked in screaming,
I
yeah,
probably was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I'm fine. And
probably were.
I just,
That's BS.
since then, it's been not great. So anyway, that was a really
Yeah.
long story, but I go next week for an MRI and I want them to find
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff wrong so that they can fix it. Because my therapist was like, you're doing all these exercises, you're coming every week, we're doing this machine that like stretches your spine and whatever,
Yeah.
and you're not getting better. So something is obviously worse. I wanted to just talk about this. I won't go into a long story, but the woman that said her symptoms were ignored, I'm curious if you have had a situation like that. But my basic quick situation was that like right when I turned 30, I noticed that my periods were a lot longer. They were a lot heavier. It was like every day. And I was still on birth control. And it was like every day I was having a lot of bleeding. I was really tired. And this is when I was saying, like, my husband was supportive, I think, after we found out what the problem was. But before then, he would come home. I wasn't working. I didn't have a job. And he would come home and I would be sleeping. And he would just be like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Like, you're being lazy, whatever.
Yeah.
And then at one point, he saw like a black mark on my thigh. I mean, 2 black dogs. So he's like, do you have like dog hair stuck to your leg? And I was like, no. And he was like, you have this giant black bruise on your leg.
Okay.
And so basically it was like, I was super anemic. I had almost like no iron. My hemoglobin was like super low. My blood oxygen was super low. So I would like touch something and then I would bruise.
Jesus.
I finally went to like a walk-in clinic because I didn't have a doctor at the time. Actually, let me back up. I was living in Montreal, but I had driven down to Vermont because I would go to Planned Parenthood there.
Okay.
And they were like, well, you know, your body's changing and you just turned 30 and like this can happen. And I thought, this seems really not normal. And it took me a long time to like figure it out. And finally one doctor was like, you need to see like a gynecologist. They figured out after like multiple what is it, like endo ultrasounds, you know, where they go up like the fun way. And and that was my husband was there for one of those and he's like, what is this for? And I was like, oh, just wait. It's great.
Just wait.
And yeah, they're like, you have fibroids. And I was like, oh, cool. Like that never came up like at any of these other points in time.
It's not new. It's not weird, right?
And it took me,
possibility.
From that point to get surgery, it took me 2.5 years to get surgery. And I had to be on like iron supplements because I had no iron. I had to be on this medication that had just been approved in Canada at the time, which I now have found out is no longer like for use in Canada because it had some effects, but it was specifically for fibroids. It was supposed to either like stop the bleeding or help shrink them so that you could have surgery at some point. So I took that for 3 months.
Right.
But again, if I didn't have like, what's it called? I was trying to get the healthcare at the time. And if I didn't have healthcare, prescription insurance, that prescription would have been $400 a month.
Fuck.
And I ended up being able to get the provincial healthcare. And so it was like $85 a month. But like, anyway, so I had gone to so many people and it was like, oh, well, like this, it just happens. I don't know. Have you ever had that situation where you go for something and they brush you off?
I mean, kind of last year when my feet were feeling like, I work mostly behind the bar. I'm on my feet for 7 or 8 hours a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a work day, but you're walking
That's a
like
lot.
seven
Yeah.
miles a day. Like it's
Hmm.
on concrete in shoes that are comfortable when you put them on, but then, later on they're not. But like when it was so bad that I would like go into the walk-in cooler and like try not to cry. Just I was it affected everything that I did. Like my work, my relationships, like me and Chris are like walkers. We walk everywhere. I was afraid to walk. Like I didn't want to like go out if I didn't have to do it.
Hmm.
Um uh it affected my work relationships, like my relationships with customers even. My boss noticed, the customers noticed, my coworkers noticed, my family noticed. Like I was in a bad mood 24/7 because my feet were in pain. They would wake me up
Hmm.
throbbing, like from sleep, from my
Yeah.
feet hurting, both feet, just like, and it was awful. And the podiatrist that I saw, like, this is like a practice that has like 3 or 4 doctors, and maybe 4, I don't know. And I would see all of them, each
Mm.
one. I never had a regular one, even though I was supposed to have a regular one because I wanted to like keep the care with somebody who
Right.
understood this process.
Right.
Every time I went in, they'd be like, okay, so you're here for foot pain. And I'd be like, well, yeah, but that's not really what I'm here for. Like, I need to know why this is happening and what I can do about it. I don't
Right.
just want to get your stupid orthotics. I saw so many
Right.
different ones there. I got like these $400, $500 custom insoles made of my
Hmm.
feet that made everything worse. I got poked, I got injections. I did go to that nerve specialist, which gave me no
No.
information really other than like, this is what you have. They
Hmm.
sent me to physical therapy, which did nothing to help at all. But while I was at PT, the owner of this particular location was like, "Yeah, I'm opening a second location, and it's in conjunction with this other foot doctor who I think you would like more." So I actually went to my doctor then and had them send all my records to this new place, like unprovoked. And I went to her and she was like, all right, we're getting you an MRI. We're going to do this and we're going to try this. And I think you might have arthritis. So I went to all these specialists, like all bang,
Wow.
bang, bang. And she was like, from the first visit, she listened and was like, this sounds like this. It sounds like this. It sounds like this.
Right.
And like identify what was happening and help me figure out like a pain management plan. And so like nothing is gone, but it is
Better.
so much better than it was a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago, I wouldn't be able to even think for the pain.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that, yeah. And it's so frustrating because pain is a thief. It steals everything from you. It steals your will to live, like
Hmm.
your joy.
Hmm.
Like it takes everything. That's not fair.
I mean, that's why when I finally was able to have the surgery to remove the fibroid, it was like a day
Yeah.
surgery, but there were so many women in there for the same thing. And I
Yeah.
somehow ended up being the last person.
Oh, yeah.
And they came to me at one point and they're like, well, we're not sure if we're going to have time to do it today. You might have to come back. And I just like started crying and I was like, I cannot do this any longer. I need this taken care
Yeah.
of now.
Get it out of me.
Yeah, like just do it. And then
Yes.
the surgery I think was on like a Friday, and then on the Monday I had all of this bleeding.
Sure.
Like I was throughout the day kind of tired, and then my like abdomen area was like, not feeling
Mhm.
great. And then I got home. We were gone all day. We got home, and then I was on the couch and it was just like blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like, I am lucky with my husband, because I'm sure a lot of men wouldn't want to deal with that, but like he's like, cleaned all that up, and like we got in the car and he drove me to the ER and whatever. where was I going? Oh, and I'm in the ER and I'm waiting to see someone because it was a holiday. It was Labor Day. So they
Yeah,
didn't have like
of
anyone
course.
there. So they're like, we need to find a gynecologist who can, because this is a very specific thing. You just had a
Yeah,
surgery. And I was like joking, but I told my husband at one point, I was like, if I'm going to die, I said, drive me to Vermont. I do not want to die in Montreal. I don't want to die here. And he started crying. But then I was also like, if they need to take it out, just take it all out.
take
Like
it
if
out.
there's a question and
Yeah.
I am incapacitated, get rid of it all. I don't want to deal with this again because it could come
No,
back and whatever.
it
And
can come
like
back.
it was awful. For those like 3 years, I had like no energy, but it was like I would go somewhere to meet friends and they'd be like, "Are you okay? Like you're really pale." It was like because I had like no blood and I had like
Right.
anemia, and it was just like I couldn't do anything, could not do anything.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's so common. Like it's so
right.
you hear it all the time. Like I've heard this from so many people. I've had one of my closest friends had like is it ablation? Do
Yeah,
they do that? Yeah.
yeah. That's when they try to like cut it out. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, not even that long ago, like maybe 5 or 6 years. Like it's so negligent that we have to like deal with near death before anybody listens.
right.
Why?
And there were well, I wrote this down from Siddhali Shree. She in
Mhm.
the documentary, she said, "No one is coming to save us.
I wrote that too.
We have to do it ourselves."
Yep.
And I had learned, I went to this perimenopause like workshop that we'll talk about at some point, but she mentioned
Yeah.
something about like causes of early perimenopause, and one of them could be like an ablation. And then I'm just like putting all these things together and I'm like, well, was it that? Like, and I've had a lot of times they talk about heart palpitations, which I
Oh yeah.
have and I've been
Yep.
treated for. So I'm like, was it all at the same time that this started? Like, is that what started this for me? I
Right.
don't know, but that really made me, and I feel like with this series, I'm thinking about things that I wouldn't have thought about before
Yeah.
because there's all the regular symptoms, but then you hear about these other things and you're like, oh, maybe that was when it started because I have that and I never made the
Hmm.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All the like they're talking about like women on HRT having less visceral fat, like fat around your organs internally, like
Yes.
the kind that kills you, the scary kind of
Yes.
fat. Um, it makes you healthier, having more fiber, better for your brain. Like
Yeah.
one thing that I like starred in my notes here is this is a systemic failure, not a personal one. Everything that you're feeling, somebody else has felt this too.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably also didn't say anything, you know?
Right.
So it's not you're not broken, you're not wrong. This is wrong. Yeah, this is what's broken.
It's kind of like, and I wrote down again too, like with the ADHD thing, because they interviewed Jeannie Mai again, and she was like, "Look at all these alarms I have set just to remember things." And I
I
was
was
like,
telling somebody about your alarms the other day.
"Yeah," and I'm like, "I do that too," but then it's like, but I also like I forget, or it's like I forget what the alarm is for, or I snooze it, and then and so
Yeah.
it's like this whole thing now with like people our age where everyone's like, oh, everyone all of a sudden has ADHD. We never had that, whatever. And it's like, no, we did. You just
We did.
didn't
Yeah.
know that that's what it was, or you were only looking at little white boys, basically. So now we're all here trying to deal with it, and everyone just thinks like, oh, it's this made up thing. Like, same with perimenopause. Well, I've only heard of menopause. That's just when you stop your period and you have hot flashes. And it's like, what's this
No.
perimenopause? That's made up now.
Right. It's the reason you can't stand to look at your husband. It's the reason you want to quit your job every morning and then not every afternoon and
Yeah, minute by minute.
minute by minute.
Minute by minute. I guess our recommendation will be when you're going through perimenopause, your estrogen goes down, your
Yeah.
fat accumulation goes up, and your
Yes.
muscle mass goes down. And so
Yes.
if you can do anything to help anything. It's to, like you said, like do some sort of weight bearing exercise to help build muscle mass, because that also helps with bone density and bone cell growth.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, do you have like a routine or?
I do have a routine. We have like a mini gym in our basement we built when we moved here. And it's just like there's like adjustable weights, there's a weight bench and a bar. We have a bike and a rower and a stepper.
Okay.
This is all like small stuff. Like you can fold it up.
Yeah.
There's some yoga stuff, kettlebells, there's a TV and DVDs. We have stuff. So I have a gym downstairs that I also don't want to use because I hate to work out, but it's right there. I know it's there. Any little thing that you can do, like I do like curls, I do rows, I do crunches, all the stuff. I have a little book. Just get the book on Amazon. You get it, it's like a little notebook. Put on music, put on a TV show, do the rower for 20 minutes. Like it's easy. I can even like put in the link of the one I bought. It was like $99, but I bought it back in 2020, so it might be like 90
$1 million.
Might be $100 now. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just do something that you can do 3 times. So like 3 rounds of like 6 or 7 things, probably about half an hour, and you're good. Like a workout doesn't have to be 2 hours. Like this stupid bullshit of like people recording themselves in the gym and like throwing weights around for like 3 hours. Like, what are you doing? Like who's got time for that? Just do a half an hour.
Yeah.
Do a video, like whatever. It changes your brain. Like it makes your whole day better. Like I do it before I have coffee, and now I have less coffee. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, it changes your whole brain, your whole day.
Yeah, I used to I mean, when I had lost a lot of weight a few years ago, I lived above a gym, so it was easy because it was like I'll just go downstairs early in the morning, do whatever, go back upstairs, and then I'm ready to go. Or at the end of the day, I'd come home and it was like, I'd put on a show and I would do the treadmill, and then when the show's done, then I'm done, But I don't do as much set exercise now.
Yeah.
Kind of just because I feel like I go to work and like I'm up and down the stairs all day.
Yes.
I'm lifting things all day, and like my arms are like nuts at this point. Like, like muscle, but I'm like, I should do more, but I mean, that's kind of, at least I'm doing that.
No, I feel that too. Like I put off for a long time, at least like a year or two, like doing stuff because I was like, well, I'm working in the brew house 2 days a week, and then the other 5 days a week, I'm walking 6 miles behind the bar. I'm not, I'm like lifting stuff. I'm going up and down. I'm like moving things all over the place. But when I started like really focusing on a routine at home, I could feel the difference.
Yeah.
When I was lifting like, those big heavy like transfer hoses and like
just grain bags. Yeah.
Grain bags. Oh my God. Yeah, I could put them on my shoulder like boys do. Like it's great, you can feel the difference. But yeah, I hate working out. I don't mind exercise because everything is exercise.
Right.
But working out,
I
don't want to do it, but you have to do it. Sucks.
And it's like you said, like if you just start, you'll get into like kind of routine. Yeah. I know we talked a lot about random other stuff.
We did.
But those were the things from this episode that like my notes.
Yes. My biggest takeaway, there's always weight gain in perimenopause, no matter what you do. So whatever you do, lift heavy, even if it's like a dictionary that you have in your house, just lift it. Do push-ups, whatever. Use your body weight. Frailty is preventable, and no one is coming to save us. So get strong.
No one is coming to save us. Yeah.
Get strong.
I have some other notes, but they're a little not as upbeat, so I'll save those for another time. I'm going to get another beer.
Get strong. Don't divorce your husband just because you're mad at him right now, unless he did something really stupid. Like really stupid. Like
really stupid.
Really stupid. Not like just threw out your favorite piece of furniture or something like that. Although, I don't know. What if it was an antique? I don't know.
One thing I loved, and we can tie this into like our Perry moments of the week, but at the end of the episode, Siddhali Shree, she does like a little video to herself.
Oh, I loved that.
Because she kind of changed up her medicine like on her own without like her doctor's like approval, and she was like, it's not working. And then she just kept saying, she's like, I have brain fog. And then she said brain frog. I'm a brain frog.
It was so very human and so very personal, and I loved it so much. I'm so glad she did that.
Yeah.
It really connected us to her as like viewers, I think.
Yeah. So I wrote brain frog, and I think at some point we need to get Beerimenopause shirts. And I'm like writing down slogans. Another slogan that I have is the woman who was talking about vaginal dryness and all of that drying up down there, and she's like, this is basically just like moisturizing that area. She said it's like watering a flower. So I was like, yep,
it's a flower.
It's your little flower.
Watering a flower. Watering a cactus.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, Spiky, what would you say is your peri moment of the week?
I have been, oh yeah, okay. So last night I was working with this really excellent boy, because he's 33, at my job.
Baby.
And I was kind of training him on like the opening and closing stuff because whatever. Anyway, my brain fog's been real bad this whole like the last week or so. Like I was trying to explain things to him, and I would say like, okay, so you need to go and grab and he would go, towels? Yes, those. Thank you, the towels. And then so take the ones that are really gross and switch them out for the ones that are. And he was like, new, and I was like, yes, new. And thank God, like he could read me. Maybe it wasn't really that complicated, but it was like every fifth word I was like, Jesus Christ, like,
yeah,
what is going on? So yeah, my brain fog's just been, I've been a brain frog this whole week.
A brain frog, yeah, for sure.
Real brain frog. Yeah. What about you?
I have two. One's probably just me being an idiot, and the other one's me being like cheeky. But so the World Cup starts today or tomorrow?
I don't know.
Well, okay, I'm telling you. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah. And so it's Canada, US, and Mexico. And so they each have their own like little mascot. And so the mascot for Mexico is like a jaguar, and the US it's an eagle.
Boo.
And then for Canada, it's a moose. And I'm telling my husband, like, why would it be a moose? I was like, it should be a Canada goose.
Yeah.
I was like, those are fucking terrifying. And he's like, why? He's like, whatever. He's like, we don't even have, because we have a lot of animals on our money. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So he's like, we don't even have that on money. And I was like, hello, the loony. And he just like sort of patted my shoulder. And then I was like,
basically a goose.
I was like, it's basically a goose.
Can somebody please explain to us what the difference is, except that they make different noises?
Loons are less angry. I don't know, but he was just like, they're there. Okay.
Oh boy.
I just was so sure. I was like in this mood. I was like, yeah, hello, the loony.
Like
and he
the
just
loony?
So that's me being an idiot. But also I love this trend now of women with these sharing their like micro feminisms that they do.
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, it's like inserting perimenopause anywhere that I can, like into a conversation. So we were at this like art show last weekend, like just down the street, and there's 4 of us standing there, me and my husband, and then 2 of our friends, and my husband and the other 2 are all artists. Okay. And then this other man comes up that he's an artist. And he's my recommendation for the week, but he's a little bit older than we are, my husband and I. But anyway, he comes in like from outside, and he just says, he's like, do you all smell like gas? And I said, do you have perimenopause? Are you going through perimenopause? And he was like, what? Am I going through menopause? I said, yeah, that's like a thing where you
Great.
smell these phantom smells, and it's called phantasmia. And that everyone else was like, oh, that would be a really cool name for an art exhibit. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny because we all stood there and were like, no, we're definitely not smelling any gas. And he for sure was like, I smell propane or
Really?
something. Yeah.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
That's my most common one is like
Gas
propane gas. Yeah. Cigarettes, number
and
two for
cigarettes.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, it's cigarettes.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome.
anyway.
My favorite microfeminism is the saying men's whatever sport.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't give a single shit about soccer. I frankly hate it and I don't want to watch it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't care about it. I hope the US loses every single game that they play.
I hope that too. Yeah.
And I plan on inserting the word men's into every conversation that I can for the next fucking month, apparently, because this is longer than the Olympics as far as I can
5
tell. And
weeks.
that's a form of hell that I don't even want to get into. But oh, it's the Men's World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for the
Yeah.
next month.
I love
The
it.
Men's World Cup of
I love
soccer.
it. Yeah. Are you watching the men's whoever play?
Can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna get written up probably. Yeah,
No, I like
excited.
that. I like that one too.
Yeah,
There's so many, but like,
there's so many.
and I don't think I think you had already left. Yes, you when we were in New Orleans, you had left to go home, and we were doing the scavenger hunt, and we went to this bar, and Aaron Rose. Okay, we went because that was on
Oh,
the
yeah,
scavenger hunt list. Yeah, and
yeah,
I was in my shorts because I was
because you were
sweating,
burning up.
sweating, and I go in, and the bouncer was just like,
Girl.
he gave me this look, yeah, and he was like, he's like, are you sick or something? And he's like, something like, I hope what you have like isn't catching or something. And I said, oh, it's the perimenopause. And he was like,
Oh,
oh,
it's not. Yeah.
he's like, I can't get that. And I said, I wish you could. I wish I could just touch you and all of my heat would just
Dude,
go into you. Yeah.
I wish I could touch like a man who's like, I've never heard of that and give him the anxiety
Mm-hmm.
and like the jittery arms and legs that keep me
Mm-hmm.
awake at night
Mm-hmm.
and the heart palpitations
Yeah.
and the imposter syndrome
Yeah.
and the feeling of what am I even doing here
Yeah.
just for an hour.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to handle it. He would die. Yeah.
And that's why I love like bringing it up all the time
Yeah.
because I mean, and another thing is like last week we went to our friends and there was a lot of drinking happening. Did I talk about this last time? I think I don't remember what day it is.
It's Thursday.
I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but like, yeah, we were at our friend's for his birthday, and I had a lot of beers, and every so often I would forget words, and they were kind of like, "Oh, haha, like you're drunk," and I'm like,
Oh,
"No,
yeah. No, that's not. That was
it's
going to happen anyway. Yeah.
yeah." Then my quick recommendations for this week, I will recommend Stephen Gibb, our artist friend, because
Okay.
he'll never see this episode, but he so graciously like let me be an idiot and talk about perimenopause. But he is very well known in Canada, at least. But his
Okay.
artwork is like it's very surreal, like not like Salvador Dali, but like kind of along those lines. But
Like
very just
spooky.
it's not spooky, but like bright, a lot of bright colors. But he does a lot of like smiley faces or sad faces. You really just have to look it up to see. Like he's an amazing artist.
Ooh, very cool.
And then my other recommendation is I don't know if you've seen this show on Amazon Prime, but it's called Deadlock.
No. Loch, right? Like it's
Yes.
Scotland? Oh no, I've heard of it. What is it good?
So it actually the first season was in New Zealand, I think, and then the second one was in
Yeah.
Australia.
Okay.
But it's it's like a crime show. So it's two female detectives, but it's
Okay.
very like heavy on like the lesbian tropes, which like, I don't care. And
No.
a lot of it could be considered man hating.
Oh no. Yeah.
Sometimes I have those feelings.
Yeah.
It's a great, great show, but
Okay.
watch the whole series, but there's a scene in the second season where they're in this part of Australia. It's really hot, and the detective is just in this car, and she's just like, "I'm so hot, and I'm so tired, and I'm so angry." And I was like, "That's what it feels like to have Beerimenopause."
It's like every day.
Yeah, and she's the same
Okay.
age. She's like in her like
Okay.
early to mid 40s. So I was like, "Yes, it's such a great show." Anyway, yeah.
My recommendations are also shows.
Okay.
First is a Netflix series that has 2 seasons, and apparently it's a reboot of a show from like the 70s or 80s called The Four Seasons.
Oh.
And it's got a fantastic cast. It's got like Tina Fey and Will Forte and Steve Carell. And I'm forgetting everybody else. But anyway, it's really, really, really good. It's really funny. It's about these three couples that have been friends since like college
Mm-hmm.
who get together like every season for like a vacation together. And like all the stuff that happens between them and all of their like relationship issues
Mm-hmm.
in their personal relationships and their friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And Tina Fey, like they're all in their 50s. Because like
Okay.
their kids are in college and stuff like that. And like Tina Fey's character and her husband on the show, Will Forte, and how they kind of like are navigating this part of their life together.
Right.
Really, really good. It's really funny.
Okay.
It's really smart.
Okay.
And it's both seasons are out right now, so it's definitely like they're only like 25-minute long episodes or
Okay.
something like that. So it's really good. The other one, I did watch all of it on Monday or Tuesday. It's I think also on Netflix, and it's got Lisa Kudrow is the main character, and it is called No Good Deed.
Okay.
Uh Definitely not like Perry related, but definitely like, woman and husband in their 50s and kind of the things that they're going through. And there's a bit about like grief and hiding, and it's really good.
Is it more of a drama
Really,
then?
yeah, except it's very dark and funny too.
Okay.
It was good. It was a twist I didn't see coming. Yeah, very good. Also, have you ever seen the show? It's also on Netflix. It's called Dead to Me.
I have heard of it with Linda Cardellini.
Linda Carlini.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heard of it. Haven't because when Netflix did that whole thing with you can't share
Oh,
profiles.
yeah. Yeah.
We don't have Netflix, so
Okay. Well, it's the same people that wrote that show because Linda Cardellini is also in this show, and it is Dead to Me is amazing. If you do get a chance to watch it,
okay.
watch it. It's so good.
Okay.
It's like female friendships taken to the 10th degree. Like it's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote those all down.
Those are my recs for this week.
I'll put in the notes, but like all of the books of
Yes.
the doctors in this balance episode, there were quite a few. So I'm actually
Yes.
like, I wish maybe at some point, but like, I wish I could just order them all and like read them, but
I know.
I don't read a lot. I read, but like, I read stuff that's like,
Fun.
easy. Yeah. Like quick. Like I started
Yeah.
the series we talked about and it's like, I'm on book like 5 and it's been like 2
Yeah.
weeks, and it's like, but anything that's like heavier than that, or that I have to like think about, it's
Yeah.
harder for me. But
Me too.
there's all of these women in this like
I know.
documentary of written books. So
Yeah.
there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. This was good. Happy 6th.
Happy episode 6. I know. I
Yeah.
think we covered the balance episode. I know we go off on tangents, but like whatever.
I think they were all related to things that we learned in the episode that people talked about in the episode, though.
Mhm.
That was a really good one. That one was hard. Yeah.
It was hard, but I also felt myself feeling like this next
Mm.
episode that we watch is the last episode, and I'm going to be really sad because
Me too.
I'm learning a lot and I'm
Yeah.
loving it. So
Same.
So we'll have to find something else to watch.
Yeah. Cool.
This is the point where we've had a lot of beer, so like whatever. It's fine.
I know. I haven't eaten anything yet. This is my mistake.
I mean, I had
It's fine.
breakfast. Whatever.
I have that. All right. Well,
But yeah, if you have seen the Balance docuseries, we'd love to hear your thoughts. If
yes.
you have thoughts about anything else, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes. If you have a beer recommendation, we would love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like every week I'm like, what am I going to drink? And I go through the fridge and it's like, oh, there's not a lot of good options. So I would love to hear, from someone that's got something interesting that they want us to try.
Yeah. Me too. I almost opened up one of my 5th anniversary beers, but those are like 12%. I don't have that in me right now.
I almost did that too I have a couple 8 or 9%ers and
yeah. Next time. All right.
So thank you for joining us for this episode. And we appreciate you for sticking with us as we ramble on. And our next episode will be the last conversation about the Balance docuseries. Beerimenopause journey.
Please watch it. It's really, really cool. It's really interesting. And it's really very, very personal, which is brave and awesome and informative and just so cool.
It's so worth it. It's
so worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that we did this.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers. I'm empty. That's it for this episode. We so appreciate you for joining us. And as always, please share our show with anyone who might find it helpful. You can find us on YouTube or anywhere you get your podcasts at Beerimenopause. Email us at beerimenopause@gmail.com with questions or comments.
And remember, if you're going through hell, grab a beer for the road.